Introducing David Achom, a name synonymous with excellence in wealth management and financial empowerment. An American certified wealth manager, Nigerian business magnate, and philanthropist, David stands at the helm of innovation as the founder and executive chairman of Afro Money Week Limited, the visionary force behind the celebrated Lagos Money Week. As the dynamic CEO of Pace Setters Entrepreneurs Network, PEN Global Group, David Achom's impact is nothing short of extraordinary. In 2022, he secured the second spot on the list of top 22 young trailblazers in Nigeria. The following year, he was honored with the prestigious Sir Ahmadu Bello Sardauna Platinum Award of Excellence, recognizing him as the Achiever par excellence by the National Association of Northern Nigerian Students. In 2023, David achieved global recognition with the Nobel Prize for Excellence, presented by the Youth Coalition for Education in Nigeria, YOCEN, acknowledging him as a beacon of hope in Nigeria. He also got an ambassadorship deal of 25 million naira with TenTrade, a globally renowned multi-asset brokerage firm. A leading figure in African Forex landscape, David Achom founded Elevator Trading Academy, imparting financial confidence to over 15,000 individuals across various social media platforms and through personalized training sessions. Beyond his impactful presence online, David is an acclaimed author and a sought-after speaker, delivering over 20 keynote speeches annually. Today, we welcome David Achom, a visionary leader, a beacon of hope, and a global force shaping the future of wealth management and financial education. Introducing David Achom, a name synonymous with excellence in wealth management and financial empowerment. An American certified wealth manager, Nigerian business magnate, and philanthropist, David stands at the helm of innovation as the founder and executive chairman of Afro Money Week Limited, the visionary force behind the celebrated Lagos Money Week. As the dynamic CEO of Pace Setters Entrepreneurs Network, PEN Global Group, David Achom's impact is nothing short of extraordinary. In 2022, he secured the second spot on the list of top 22 young trailblazers in Nigeria. The following year, he was honored with the prestigious Sir Ahmadu Bello Sardauna Platinum Award of Excellence, recognizing him as the Achiever par excellence by the National Association of Northern Nigerian Students. In 2023, David achieved global recognition with the Nobel Prize for Excellence, presented by the Youth Coalition for Education in Nigeria, YOCEN, acknowledging him as a beacon of hope in Nigeria. He also got an ambassadorship deal of 25 million naira with TenTrade, a globally renowned multi-asset brokerage firm. A leading figure in African Forex landscape, David Achom founded Elevator Trading Academy, imparting financial confidence to over 15,000 individuals across various social media platforms and through personalized training sessions. Beyond his impactful presence online, David is an acclaimed author and a sought-after speaker, delivering over 20 keynote speeches annually. Today, we welcome David Achom, a visionary leader, a beacon of hope, and a global force shaping the future of wealth management and financial education. Introducing David Achom, a name synonymous with excellence in wealth management and financial empowerment. An American certified wealth manager, Nigerian business magnate, and philanthropist, David stands at the helm of innovation as the founder and executive chairman of Afro Money Week Limited, the visionary force behind the celebrated Lagos Money Week. As the dynamic CEO of Pace Setters Entrepreneurs Network, PEN Global Group, David Achom's impact is nothing short of extraordinary. In 2022, he secured the second spot on the list of top 22 young trailblazers in Nigeria. The following year, he was honored with the prestigious Sir Ahmadu Bello Sardauna Platinum Award of Excellence, recognizing him as the Achiever par Excellence by the National Association of Northern Nigerian Students. In 2023, David achieved global recognition with the Nobel Prize for Excellence, presented by the Youth Coalition for Education in Nigeria, YOCEN, acknowledging him as a beacon of hope in Nigeria. He also got an ambassadorship deal of 25 million naira with TenTrade, a globally renowned multi-asset brokerage firm. A leading figure in African Forex landscape, David Achom founded Elevator Trading Academy, imparting financial confidence to over 15,000 individuals across various social media platforms and through personalized training sessions. Beyond his impactful presence online, David is an acclaimed author and a sought-after speaker, delivering over 20 keynote speeches annually. Today, we welcome David Achom, a visionary leader, a beacon of hope, and a global force shaping the future of wealth management and financial education.
Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, amazing people, depending on where you are joining us from. I am in Lagos, Nigeria. Sorry, I'm not in Lagos. Oh my God, I'm used to saying I'm in Lagos. I'm in Abuja. I'm in Abuja. I mean, my Lagos people, you guys are gonna see me soon. You guys are gonna see me soon. All right. But I think the first question I want to ask you guys is actually, how have your, or rather, how was your last trading week? How was your last trading week? You guys talk to me in the chat box. How was last week for you regarding trading? Um, how was last week for you regarding trading? I'm going to give you guys like 20, 30 seconds, basically, and I will mute myself again. Or let me even give it 30 seconds now. All right. So I'm going through the chat box right now. Edupre says good morning. So let me know where you're joining us from right now. Let me know where you're joining us from right now. Let me know where you're joining us from right now. All right. Let me know where you're joining us from right now. Let me know where you're joining us from right now. I'm in Abuja. I want to know where you are. Where you are. I want to know where you are. I'm going to show you the markets in a very few minutes. All right. And obviously we'll have Councilor come share very powerful insights on how to navigate the market this week, what markets will do, especially on gold and whatnot, right? Yeah, he's going to do that for us. He's going to do that for us. Yeah, he's going to do that for us, basically. All right, he's going to do that for us, basically. is gonna do that for us. Good morning, Edo Praise. Good morning, Joshua Itonihu from Mori. Haven't been trading actively for a while. Okay. So I'm here thinking you've not been trading actively. What could be the cause? Are you occupied with some things in this period, or you had a very huge loss and you're trying to, bounce back and whatnot? What exactly? I just really want to know what the cause is, the cause of your absence, prolonged absence, I should say. All right, the cause of your prolonged absence. I really want to know what it is. All right, I really want to know what it is. Joshua Etonihu, he says, I'm in Abuja. Abuja. Timileyin Oladire, good morning, coach from Lagos. Amazing stuff. So you guys, I'm going to, I think we should shift a little bit. Is there permission to do that? I think we should shift a little bit and let's get into actual trading psychology today. After talking on trading psychology, we'll talk on risk management for 2 seconds. After risk management for 2 seconds, we'll then go into the charts. I think that's what we're going to do. Counselor, are you there?
Good morning, guys. Good morning. Good morning.
Why is your energy low? Come on, man. Why is your energy low? Why is
No,
your
no, 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 no,
energy
no.
low?
It's
Did
not.
you wake up
It's not.
tired or what exactly? Or you went to the club?
There's no way. There's no way. It's just the market has a
There's
way
no
of
way.
doing you something, even when you plan another thing. But then that's all good. That is all bygone now. So we have to start the week on a very good note, and everything we've been saying has been going good. The market is fine. It's open now, and I hope that we're open for the week. I hope that we're open for the week. So I'm ready, and I believe that everybody here is also ready for that.
Amazing stuff, counselor. Amazing stuff. I mean, I completely understand when you say the markets can do what you want to do. I completely understand that. So very quickly, right? I want to just talk. Okay, Comfort from South Africa. Good morning, Comfort. How are you doing today? So Edo Praise is saying he got robbed and he lost his devices. Oh, I'm so sorry about that, brother. By the way, if you've gotten your devices back, just as my way of compensating you, reach out to me. Then I would maybe, just it will be beyond an advice. I don't know what I'll do yet, but I'll just try to assist you in getting back into the forex market. I don't know what I'll do yet. I don't want to make a promise yet, but reach out to me and I promise to assist you with something, maybe an account or maybe mentorship or money. I don't know what it is, but I'll be of support to you. Edo Praise, just so you can get back into the market. Just so you can get back into the market. But you have to let your head be calm, though. Let your head be calm. All right. Counselor, talk to us now. Talk to us. Talk to us. The last week, how was trading for you? Especially for us on the VIP. How was trading for it? How many pips lost? How many pips gained? How many percentage made? Let people that are not there know if they are really missing out on anything or if they are not.
Last week was a very productive one, a very productive, very, very super productive one. Every trade I called was a banger. Every trade I called was a TP. Every trade I called was a one trade up until Friday, where gold want to be unfortunate, but we closed at 0.5 R instead of 1 minus 1 R. So we closed 0.1, trying to mitigate the loss and then leave the trade because it's already Friday. So there's no need for us to start being in a running trade for that so long. So to avoid that, I just closed it and allowed the rest to run. For Monday, we started with a gold sell that was missed, a gold buy actually that was missed because we're already in the gold and then there's no need jumping in again. And after that, we started with a GU sell that we took a very enough profit from. We sold and the trade was 4:4 1:4R. That is, if you're risking 1, you should be getting 4. And after that, we had another gold and then BTC buy. We bought BTC, and that was a crazy risk to reward there. We got the first buy, and then also we got a re-entry buy. And then on Friday, after my hit TP on the gold, on the BTC buy, that is where we now said, okay, let's close the week with gold. And then we hit some break-evens on gold, and that was how we ended the week. So overall profit, we are up more than, if you're risking 1% on each trade I dropped, we are up over 30-something%. About 30%, 10%, that is almost for something percent. But then using 1% each, we're up more than 10%. So that is how the win rate has been on the VIP. And for this week, we're expecting a very comfortable and more amazing results from the VIP. So that is what happened for last week. For those that are already part of the VIP, you know what I said from the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday for the BTC TP, and then for the gold. That is how it has been on the VIP for the week under review, that is last week.
Amazing stuff, amazing stuff, amazing stuff. So you guys, you heard it. You had a lot of. I mean, some people here do not really understand what it means. All right, because we're talking in percentages. However, what we're trying to say, if you're going to measure it in pips, all right, if you're going to measure it in pips, if you have, or let's say in money, let's even use money. If you have $100 account and you're using the littlest 0.01 lot size on that BTC trade alone, you should be up extra $30. That's what we're trying to say. Extra $30 is 30%. Meaning, if you have $1,000, little less lot size possible, you should be making minimum $300. If you increase your lot size by one extra lot, okay, instead of 0.01, you now do 0.10. Oh my God, you should be making a good $300. That's what we're trying to say, and that's what happened on the VIP last week. I mean, aside from that trades, so we had gold, we had GBPUSD I called, we had GBPUSD counselor dropped, we had I mean, it was a lot of money last week. We're just sharing money everywhere, Only on Friday that we hit SL. It's not even SL, it was break even, but let's just call it SL because some people did not see the message early. They said they didn't see it early, so they hit SL. Aside that Friday, every other day was a banger. I promise you, every other day was a banger. Yeah. So if you're not on the VIP, I think you're missing out. First of all, however, let's go into risk management. I overheard you on the Friday morning live session, counselor. Friday morning live session with the VIP. You were talking about risk management. Give them a little bit, just a little bit insights here on the call about risk management and how you can navigate.
Okay. So, like I said, good morning, guys, everyone, and my name is Counselor. So let me talk a little bit about risk management. This is a topic that most people don't really pay attention to. You can share my screen. This is attention where the topic where people don't pay attention to. They think once the risk management, once the technical is fine, I'm good. Once I can now analyze the market, I'm fine. Once I am okay with where I am in the price, I'm fine. Once I can do this, do that, buy, sell, I'm okay. My only thing now, let me just go and hustle one kind of money and then fund my account. Even if I don't really care. This is my rent, but then let me just use it. Counselor is very good in signals. Divination is very good in signals. Once he calls it, I'll sell it I'll double the money, I'll do this, I'll do that, I'll do that. Yes, it makes sense on paper. Yes, it makes sense when you're saying it. Yes, it makes sense when you're trying to build these kind of things in your head. They are all good. You don't see the downsides at the time. You don't. So this point is where you start asking yourself, this money, this capital that I'm trying to fund in this account, is something tied to it? Is something tied to that account? Is that account my rent? Is it my school fee? Is it my feeding allowance for the month? Is it something that if I, for any reason best known to anybody, the market decides to be unfortunate that day and I lose that money, will I be comfortable? Will I call the signal caller a scammer? Will I just, once anything is tied to that money, don't fund it. Once anything, there's any commitment to that capital you're trying to fund in this account, don't fund it. So I'm not just come and tell you risk management is this, is that. No. Let's start from the top. That account you want to fund first before you apply the risk management on. What is that money tied to? Is it your rent? Is it your school fees? Is it your allowance? Is it your family money? Is it your business money? Is it something that you can't even, once that money loses, something else changes in your life? If anything is tied to that money, I don't suggest you even fund it. So this place is not even for you. This topic is not even for you because you don't have capital yet. So let's say that we've passed the level when all this capital is your own. It's not borrowed. I didn't even talk about that. It's not loaned. It's not borrowed. You're not trading for somebody. It is your money. And then it's now the spare money you allocated for this particular trading. So that means that your capital is safe. Your capital is safe. Your capital is not tied to anything. Your capital is safe. That is one. Then two is now the risk management. Your capital is safe already. Your mind is not tied to it. You're not owing. You're not trying to flip account to pay rent. You're not trying to flip account to buy provisions. You're not trying to flip account to pay your school fees and all that. The account is safe. So let's say that your capital is $1,000, or let me just go down. Let me just start big. $100. This is what your capital is. Account is $100 capital. So what I use for myself is 5% on life capital and then 1% on prop accounts. The reason is this. People think that once I don't have money, I can easily buy prop firm and scale up. But forgetting that prop firms have stringent rules that you should follow. You bought a 100K account and then you are thinking that you're trading 100K. That's a lie. You're trading a 10K account. The remaining 90K is just fallacy. It doesn't exist. It's just there. It's just like padding, just like budget padding. You just pad the account, maybe like 100K. But that 100K, you're not touching it. You're not even touching the 10K. You're only touching the maximum drawdown, the daily drawdown of that account. That is, some is 4,000, some is 5,000, and that is it. You can, once you go close, you don't even need to. Once you go close to that 10K, you go lose them. That means you're already in deep drawdown. You're already inside deep drawdown. So what do you do? First, for a life account, I didn't say life funded. I did not say life funded. I said a life account that you funded for your own. A life that you funded on your own. Just leave it there and then risk only 2 to 5%. I said 5% is for me. 5% can be for David Achom. 10% can be for David Achom. But for me, I did not say you. For me, because I know that I cannot take 3 trades in a row and then lose it. I cannot take 5 trades in a row and lose it. But you that you've not figured your technicals, you've not figured anything, or you're still dependent on signals. And you're not just on only elevator signal alone. You are here, you are there, you are everywhere. And then they will call straight for elevator, you're jumping it. The next one they will call, you jump on it. The next one you call, they will jump on it. You are all over the place. Your Telegram is filled with free Telegram channels, with free trading groups. You're in mostly all of them. You don't trade signals like that. So now your live account should be between 2% to 5%. Why did I say this? It will take you 50 to 25 losses to blow your account. It will take you 50 to 25 losses to blow this live account. So when people tell me that I came to this signal channel and the first 5 trades, I lost all of them, I lost my account. Once you say it, I'm not even blaming the person that is trading. I'm not even blaming the signal channel that you are. I'm not blaming anybody. I'm blaming you first off. Why will ordinary 5 losses blow your account? Why will ordinary 10 losses blow your account? Even 5 losses, 10 losses cannot blow a prop firm account. This is just for live accounts. Live accounts. 2%, it means something. 2%, it means what? My account is $100. It's already here. Capital is $100. And 2% of that amount is what? Someone is timing in the chat box. Someone answer the question in the chat box. 2% of $100 is what? Let me know I'm not talking to myself alone. 2% of $100 is what?
You have to wait for like 20 seconds. There's a 20 seconds lag. So they hear you 20 seconds after you've spoken.
Oh. 2% of $100 is what? $2. God bless you, Victor. God bless you, John. Fine. Amazing. So if you're risking $2 on this 100 account, so what does that mean? You have 50, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 50 losses before you can blow this account. When they say blow account, at least you know what it means already. When they say someone blew your account, you know what it means. So it means you've lost the capital. So before you have to lose that capital, it means that you have taken 50 losses. So if you're risking 5%, that is $5. It means what? 25 losses. So there's no way you come and wake up that and say, I lost this account, I lost that account, I lost that account. And I ask you, let me see your history. And your history is showing that it's just 3 trades that you took, just 5 trades, just 10 trades. My first advice would be go and fix your risk management. Go and fix your risk management. You're a trader. You're coming to make profit. But first off, the first that should be in your head is capital preservation. Yes, you're coming to make money. But the first thing that should be in your head is capital preservation. Not even profit. Not profit. So when you talk about how I need more money, I need more capital to make money, I need this thing, have you checked how much the banks make in a year? Like, have you seen any bank come and tell you that this year we doubled our portfolio? Have you heard any bank tell you that? Upon all the money that they have, have you seen the bank tell you that they made 100% of their portfolio that year? It's not possible. You'll be sharing them, you'll be seeing them talking about 10%, 5%, 2%, 3% for a whole year. But then you want to make 100% in one trade. So trade like a businessman. Trade like someone that is don't look at it as a chart. Yes, the job is very simple. Enter your MT5, click 2 buttons, you've made money, you're out. Yes, a novice can enter a trade and make money. An amateur can enter trading can enter Meta 5 and make money without any knowledge. But the problem is this: can that person consistently make that profit? Can this person? That's the reason why he started. Once someone starts trading by signals, that channel alone, with signals, they've already escaped the reality of what trading is all about. They've already left the main purpose of what trading should be. And once they've left it, and once they start hitting some lows, losing some money, losing some accounts, and then they start coming back to retrace their steps to start learning. They've already tested the money in this thing, and then they've already missed that way. Once you take Forex profits, once you test money that from a skill that you've not properly learned, it will take you a very, very hard time for you to learn that skill again. Once you test a profit or money from a skill that you've not properly learned, it will take you a whole lot to learn that skill properly again. Why do you go to school? They don't pay you for going to school. You went to school for 4 years, 5 years, 7 years. You went to school, just university alone. Nobody paid you. And then you just entered Signal Group and giving you money. You are pumping signals. Yes, that first one, you risk everything. It was okay. You clap for the mentor. You are in his DM, hyping him all out. But then, second one day, you test your accounts don't go. Same you that was hyping that person the first time. Is that calling him scam? I blew my account. I did this. I did that. Once it's a live account, 2 to 5%, you're fine. But then once is a prop account, I recommend you to risk 0.5% to 1%. Why did I tell you this? Because that $100,000 you think you have, it is not 100,000 you. It is your overall drawdown. Your maximum drawdown, that is what you have in that account. That is what that account can open. That is the positions you can open. You cannot reach 10K in a 100K account. Yes, it's $100,000, but you cannot risk $10,000 in a trade. You cannot risk $50,000 in a trade. You cannot risk $50,000 in a trade. So you can always risk what is already in the confines of your daily drawdown and your maximum drawdown. And most of the accounts I know is 8% max drawdown, 10% max drawdown, which means your 100K account is what? Your 100K account can only do what? Risk maximum drawdown of 10%. That is what? $10,000. So you're not trading this account as 100K. You are trading the account as a $10,000 account. So now when I say 1% of 0.5%, 1%, which means you have 10 lifelines on this account. I call it lifeline because it's not your money. 10 lifelines on this account. And why did I say it's a lifeline? Now let me come to what I call my risk to reward. I have, what is this? Like I say, I don't talk about money when I'm trading. I don't talk about money. That's the reason why when you come on this call, you cannot understand what I mean by we did 10% last week, we did 100% last week, we did 50% last week, because I don't talk about money. I talk about percentages and risk to reward, which means it cuts across everybody. When I say I made 30%, it means my account is this. My account grew by 30%. That does not mean that I and David Achom had the same account balance. No, it means that his account balance and mine are different, but we all made the same percentages in our account. Maybe what's this person's name? What's his name? I forgot him. Frederick, yes. Showman was in our group. So when I say that I made 10% last week, and Showman's account is blah 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 dollars, he made another that same percent on his own account. So I'm not telling you that last week I made $1,000. No, I'm not safe by saying that. Let's say I'm outside, I'm trying to talk about something, and I'm not telling somebody I made $1,000. The person around me is not a trader. The person will feel some kind of way. All this person is trying to say, all this person trying to do is trying to show off, trying to do that. No. So to avoid all those things, I talk about what I make in risk to reward and percentages. Even anywhere, I can say it online. Nobody knows what I made. Nobody knows my account balance to come and do the math for me. So I don't need to make you feel bad for anything. I talk about my profits as per risk to reward. So my realistic risk to reward is 1:3. My first TP, and 1:5. So this thing is simple. It means only one thing. It means only one thing. I am risking 1 to make 3 as my TP1 and then 5 as my TP2. So let's come back to your $100,000 account. You are trading a prop account. It is what? $100,000. And counselor said you should risk 0.5% to 1%. If you are a beginner, I used to sound a clear warning. If you are a beginner, this is your first time trading, this is your first prop account, you don't want to lose it, I strongly advise to go with 0.5. Why did I say that? It means instead of having 10 lifelines using 1%, you are now having 20 lifelines using the same $10,000. So now, risk management. Remember where you started from? The account, the capital. Is it your own? Are you comfortable risking that amount? Are you good? If all these questions is yes, we are good. So now, the next thing is, now you funded the account. The next thing is capital preservation. How do I preserve this account from going? How do I preserve this account from blowing? And then, if you watch this now, I'm not even thinking about profit yet. Because like I always say, when you do the right job of trading nicely, the profit will come. So let's look. And then this is risk to reward 1:3, meaning if you're risking 1% of 10,000 is what? I believe it's 1% of 100,000 rather is 1,000. And then 0.5% of 100,000 is $500. So this guy here is your overall drawdown, your maximum drawdown, this guy. So you're risking all this thing, but you're dividing it small. So now you're risking it by 1,000, which means it's no longer 1%, it's now 10%. But don't confuse yourself. I said 0.5% so that you will not go and buy a 10K account and see customer say you should risk 10,000. No. I said 0.5% to 1%. So having said that, it means that 1% of $100,000 is $1,000, and then 0.5% is $500. So you are risking, as a beginner, like I said, you're risking $500 to make $500 risk for either 1,500 or 500 times 5 is what? That's 25, or 2,500. So your TP1 is 1.5, your TP2 is 2.5. So having said this, you now know, okay, this is how I'm going to do this. This is how it should be. This is how my risk to reward should play out. That is it. No nothing, no additive, don't add anything. Don't add any fucking thing. So let's say now that we have, I always use TenTrade. It's called TenTrade. I use it as, because I've not, if I ask anybody here now, you're a trader, but have you taken time to journal at least your 100 trades in a row? If you have journal 100 trades in a row, just show me, just type on this on the comment section and tell me I have 100. You've journaled it. Just type it on the chat box. But then for me, I use what is much realistic. I like being realistic. I understand that the go hard or go home mentality is still there, but I, for one, I love realistic targets. I love realistic goals. So that's why I make my trading more realistic. So I'm using 10. Okay. At least David Achom have already journaled 247 trades so far. Have anybody done that? I'm not sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm using 10 trades. 10 trades. So the point of risk management is this. We are in a trade that we are in a place, in a market where we don't know what outcome is going to happen. But for the fact that I have a strategy that works for me, I have a strategy that I believe in, that I've backtested, not like belief, it's not a belief thing. I've backtested with data. I have done this severally over 2 years, backtesting this data, and I have figured what I have to do. Edo praise is less than 100. That's fine. You're more than 10 already. So I've done this thing in several trades over the years, that if I take 10 trades with this strategy, I'm sure that I will get more than 7 of the trades correct, and then the other 3 is a loser. But then I'm trying to be more realistic, because now you're not trading any strategy. You are depending in someone's strategy. You are dependent in you are trying to ride in someone else's back. You're trying to borrow someone else's knowledge by being the person's signal group. So I want to be as modest as possible, which means you don't know where the loss is going to come. You just paid for this signal group today, and then the first trade is a loss, second trade is a loss, third one is a loss, and then fourth one you won, last one loss, this one you won, and then loss. You've lost how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one you won, this one you won, this one you won. This is 5 over 5. 5 over 5. Let me clear you where risk management comes into play. Remember, your risk is what? $500. Your reward is 152, 2,500. The trade that hits 1:3R, that is 1.5. 1:5 is 2.5. So let's go. You took 5 losses. That is equal to what? 2,500. 2,500. And then you took how many wins? 5 wins. I call this thing lessons, but then let's just go straight. 5 lessons and 5 wins, which is profit. It is 1 win is either 1:3 or 1:5. But then let me be more realistic. 1:3. 1:3 means 1 win is 1.5. 1.5 into 5 positions. 1.5 into 5 positions. What would that be? I think it's 7.5, give or take, right? 7,500. Let me write it out. That's it. So now, minus 2.5 from 7.5, you are up with what? Profit of 5,000. Did you make money? Yes, you did. Did the losses matter? No, it's not. It's inconsequential, because those 5 losses, 5 wins covered it. That is covered. Let's now use 1:5. Let's say that out of these 5 trades, 3 of them is 1:5. 2 of them is 1:3. 1:5 means what? If I risk 1, I'm getting what? 2,500. So let's say 2 of these trades was 2,500. That is 5,000. And then 3 is 1.5. That is how much? 4.5. So 5K plus 4.5. That is 9,500. That is 9,500. Remove 2.5. You have what? 7.5. There is no prop firm that basic prop firms that you've not passed. The one I know is 8%. Some is 10%. But even this thing happens, repeat this thing now. You're already up 7.5 for the month. Sorry, for that week. You're already up 7.5. So add it to the capital. That is already up 100,705. Okay, 107,500. You keep risking 1% of 100,000, 107. Just 0.5%. Same thing. Risk it across the board. You pass this account in no fucking time. Sorry, in no time. You pass the account in no time. Risking just 0.5%. Now, let me say that we took 7 losses. 7 losses. 7 losses. Just believe I'm trying to be much realistic as possible, which is impossible, right? But I'm trying to be more realistic as possible. I'm trying to be more realistic. So you took 7 losses in a row. You're risking $500. You took 7 losses. That is how much? 7 losses. 7. That is 500 times 7 is what? Okay, people cannot answer immediately. So it's 3.5. You took 7 losses in a row, and then you got 3 wins. 3 wins. 3 wins. I'll do it 2 times. 3 wins. The first one is 1:3. So 3 wins is 1.5 times 3. That is what? 4.5. Did you see that? With just 3 wins out of 7 losses, you still made $1,000. With 7 losses, so you still made $1,000. Let me use 1:5. That is 2.5 into 3. That is 7.5. That is even massive. Divide it into 2. You still made 4,000. With 7 losses, so that's being said. Now, the last thing is trade management. You've already figured out what your risk to reward is. You already know all those ones. The counselor said risk 2% to 5% of my life account. The counselor said risk 0.5% to 1% of my prop account. And then that is all for risk management. Then the next thing is trade management. As you see, I was saying 1:3, 1:5. Trade management is what do you do when that trade is running? Remember, I can boldly tell you that I made 1:3, but someone will come and tell you that I closed at break even. I closed 1:1. How did I make $1,000 instead of 1.5? How did I do this one? How did I do that one? One, they don't manage their trade well. They don't manage their trades well. What do? Some people are tied to their capital so much that they don't even allow their trades to run. Why? You open the trade, right? You open the trade, you buy trade, and your stop loss is somewhere here, and your 1:3 is here, and then 1:5 is somewhere there, here. So I've already called the trade, and trade is going. For the fact that the trade don't already move, go up here. You have already done 1:1.3, and nobody told you. Nobody told you. You just took your hand and then you broke even. 1:1, you broke even. What did you see happen? Price came back, Abby. Price came back, and then it took you out. Remember, you're already out of this trade. If you are trying to re-enter again, trying to do this, trying to do that one, you're no longer going to get the same thing that we got because you're already out of the trade. If eventually this trade hits TP, you're already out of the trade. Probably you said your break even and got busy with something else. You're already out of the trade. Another example, for the GU we took last week, there's this trade in GU. The trade pulled in. Everybody in that group is here. Most of them are here actually. This guy pulled into the deeper half, like almost SLSF. So if you broke even in this trade before doing, remember when I said once you do your 3R, you can do whatever you want to do. This is already 3R. So anything you want to do, I don't really care. But if you've not done, at least remember the TP1 is 3R, meaning your $500 will be giving you 1,500 plus before you are thinking of break even. This trade tapped in and went to 3 immediately, and I closed. I'm okay for that. And then it came to entry again before going straight to TP, which is 1:5. So always manage your trades. When they don't tell you break even, do not break even on your own. Some people are over risking their accounts that once the price goes into profit, they broke even. Why? They are over risking their account. They are using everything in their account. That money is borrowed. That money is their last money. They want to lie to themselves and tell you that the money, yes, I've already risked it, but that money, they've not risked it. Their life is still tied to that money. That's the reason why once trade have already moved a bit, they've already taken partials. They've already broke even. At the end of the TP, you see that your money is no longer up to 1:3. So that is trade psychology. You're in a trade, allow the trade to run. You've already made peace with the risk. That is that one. It's just one. No, you've already made peace with that risk. Allow the trade to run. If you stop loss, no problem. Remember, we have 7 losses and we still just 3 wins. We still came up to $7,500. Okay, let's say that after that 7 losses, that the next trade that is going to be a winner, you close it at break even. You've lost 2.5. The second one, it's already at $1,000. You can't say no. I've already lost 3.5. Let me close partial small. Let me close partial and then save my capital. You've already messed the risk management up because you didn't allow price to play out. You did not believe in the setup that you didn't believe in the strategy that it's going to be profitable at the end of the day. You don't do your balances of accounts every day. You don't say, today I lost money. This time I'm not going to do it again. I don't trust this guy's setup. Let me just start doing this normal. No, a setup will fail you even in a month. But for the first quarter of that month, for the first quarter of that year, if that setup failed you the first month, it won't fail the second month, it won't fail the third month. But what I'm doing for free, what I'm trading, my peers have not given me 3 losses in a row for the wildest time I've known. Because I'm looking for the simplest things in the market. I'm not trying to overcomplicate issues for myself. I'm trying to make it very, very simple. If I don't see this, I don't take it. If I see this, I take it. The outcome, I don't care. So I always do this thing for my own good, because this is business for me. I don't know for you. But then if you do all these things and then allow these trades to run, don't just be moving your stop loss, taking partials when you never reach anywhere. Do this thing like a business, and at the end of the month, come back and tell me, counselor, I did this and this is my profit, because you must eventually end in profit. That's all for risk management. We've taken almost an hour. So if you have any question, you can drop it in the comment sections before we get into for what we have for the day. So, any question? All right. So let me analyze gold for the morning, and I'll call on Mr. David Achom to come and do that for the GU. Any question can still come in this comment section. Any question at all? Any question at all? So last week, gold was trying to sell so that sell into a zone that you want to buy from and all that. So John Isika, ask your question. Drop your question. Don't drop your question. So for gold, like I say, I look for my entries from the 4-hour time frame. For my bias, actually, if you look at this guy, you cannot say that, oh, gold is now bearish, gold is now that, gold is now this. It's a lie. If you look at this guy, you know that gold is still bullish. Gold is still super bullish. For the first time, it touched 3,500 for one. So what I look out for is the simple stuff. I don't make it hard for myself. I look out for the range and everything, all these things that are happening. And then it came back to this point, and then book, and then this it. So it's just simple. Gold is bullish. Gold is super bullish, super bullish. And then what you do is you look around the pairs you're trading. What news do gold have for this week? What news do gold have for this week? What is price? What is the fundamental surrounding gold? That is now where you now say, okay, you do this and do that and do that. And Mr. David Achom, these fixed range volumes stopped working. I don't know how you did it again. Mine stopped working. So
If yours stopped working, look for another exchange. It will work. So go to your watch list, add XAUUSD, another exchange entirely,
oh,
and it will work. So if you stop talking on Wanda, check FXTM, check Nasdaq, check FX Open, check Forex.com, anything. It will work on that one. You can try it right now, sir.
okay.
And there's a question for you on the chat box, though.
Yes, I've seen it. What is the risk management? What's the risk management in recovering an account that is in drawdown? Okay. Recovering an account that is in drawdown. It didn't work here. So, should I reduce my lot size? I'm trading a 3K prop account and I risk 0.5% per trade. First off, nothing concerns lot size for risk management. I keep saying this thing. It is risk to reward, not money, not lot size, not nothing. It's just simple risk to reward. There's a buy trade here. We're meant to be buying from here. This is for the risk management guy or chill. Nobody should sell yet. And then this is 1:3. If I say you reduce your lot size to 0.01, you'll be losing $30 in this trade. I mean, be making 100. And then that $30 is already more than your daily drawdown. It's already more than how many percent? Have you seen that it's not going to work? So you should be risking. You look at this guy. The SL is 32 pips, 320 something pips. This is gold. Gold is massive. So 300 and something, and the risk to reward, the reward is 1,000 something. So you go to forex.com, type the pair, type the risk, and then that is it. But then you're already in deep drawdown. I suggest you to start risking 0.25 till you recover. 0.25, meaning that's 0.5 divided into 2. 0.25. So if you keep risking that and go for kind of realistic risk to reward, 0.25, going for 1:3, 1:5. Do it. If you take, I don't know how many percent drawdown you are in, but if you're deep drawdown, like say you are a 3K account, you should be risking your drawdown, your max drawdown. I don't know that if it's a 10 trade, your max drawdown should be 6,000 or so, sorry, 300. Abi, I don't know. Should be 3,000 times 6%. Is 180. Okay. Majoran is even 150. Jesus. And you're deep. How long? Let's say you've already lost 50% of that 150. That means you have $70 something left. So $70 left. What you're now doing is That's $70. And let me even go back. 3,000 times 0.25%. So you should be risking $7.5 each trade. $7.5 each trade. $7.5 each trade. And with that, you have 10 lifeline. You have 10 lifeline. So if you have $70 left, you should be risking $7.5 each trade, which means you have 10 lifelines. 10. That is with 0.25. If you start risking 0.5, that means you'll be risking $15. And that will blow your account in no time. So start risking $7.5 in a trade, and you have 10 lifeline. So if you trade your signals, fine. If you don't have any good signal group, you can message David Achom, or you can't even message me. Message David Achom, and then you get on board with the team. So you can be taking our trades. Only stick to one person. Don't have numerous trade signals. Don't join any free groups. Yes, it's free, but at least recover your accounts first. Remember, account preservation first. So, boss counselor, what is 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour? I believe you can go back and watch this video and watch the live stream after now. I've already said what 1 hour is, 1, 2. I've already said this, but then 1 to 1 means your risk is 1. 3 is your reward, and then that is it. So 1 hour, you're risking 1. 3 hour, that's your reward. Like I said, I always deal in risk to reward. That's why I said the risk should come first. The risk should come first. The risk is that 1. The reward is that 3. The risk is 1. The reward is that 3. The reward can either be 3 or 5. So always make peace with this one first. Make peace with this one first. Lose it in your mind first before you come into this. A lot of you come into signals with reward in your head. You've already lost this. You should make peace with this first before this. I believe that answers the question. So let's go to what we have for today. Gold. Like I already said, there's tendencies that gold is going to be super bullish. But then last week he's trying to be unfortunate, trying to give us high blood pressure. Actually, now we give ourselves high blood pressure, because you should make peace with your risk. Once I've made peace with my risks, that's the reason why I will not be afraid of anything. But if you did not, you start having issues. You start having issues. You start having issues. I don't go literally everywhere. You know, agree. So let me use this. If this one will not work, I'm tired. It doesn't work. Okay. Obviously, no one agree. So let's go. Today we are looking for our analysis on gold. Like I said, I am super bullish on gold, but this is like happening here from 4 hours. From this zone, something strong is holding it from this zone. Something strong is holding it from that zone, and then that is where I'm buying from. So I'm already bullish on this trade. I'm already on the trade, but I will not just wake up and tell you do this or do that or do whatever, but always follow the always follow the structure first. When you make a mistake on your structure, the mistake is going to pay with your money. You're going to pay with your money. So always know the structure. Always know the structure. So having said that, for gold, the structure has been bullish. So anything you are looking that is not bullish, you are trying to, you're planning to fail. You're planning to fail. For the fact that it's not this, you're trying to do it, you are planning to fail. So having said that, let me check. So for this guy, I've already waited for it to break this up before calling the buy I called last week. For those in our VIP, I called the buy from here. But the reason why I didn't like the buy is because there's too much weeks, and it's played with my emotions, and I chickened out, and the trade is still going in our favor. So for me now, trade have already broken this. It didn't break this high. It did not break this high. From here, it did not break it. This thing is not a break of structure. In as much as at least if you're in mentorship, you know what a break of structure is. This is not a clear break of structure because it did not break properly. Who can tell me why this is not a break of structure in the comment section? Why is this not a break of structure? Why? Just tell me in the comments. Tell me in the comments. Let me know if I'm not alone. This is not a break of structure. Why? Why? So price is back. So we expect price to break this. God bless you, Emmanuel. God bless you. It did not break with a body. So once it breaks with a body, so we've confirmed the buy, and then we can now start looking out for it. But for now, the liquidities are there, everything is there, but then it didn't break with body, and that's why this thing is happening. If it broke with a body, best believe it will tap here and then start moving. And then this is the point of invalidation for that. Yes. So coming to 30 minutes, it's still the same thing. It's still the same thing. Using these small ones inside, this one broke it, quite all right, and then return back to this guy. So for me, like I said, minimalist risk, minimal. You're correct, because there was no body candle close, entered with a wick. Yes, you guys are correct. So minimalist risk. For me, if price comes back, listen, I said if price comes back to this guy, you can take a buy. You can take a buy. If price comes back, you can take a buy to this point, and then your TP, your say is somewhere here. Your 1:3 is here. This is TP1, 1:3. This is TP1, 1:3. And then for TP2 will be somewhere here, which is 1:5. I said it. So 1:5. This is TP2. So once price comes back here, it's already closed. Before we finish with GU, price should be there. This is the point of invalidation. This guy here. Remember, I don't like trading weeks, because price will come and play with your bum. Look at it, all these points, all these weeks. So be careful. That's why I said I cover my lows very well. I cover it very well, so that even when price wants to do any nonsense, it will not see me. So that being said, this is the buy. I'll put an alarm, so once price get there, it will let me know, even when I'm not on the trade. So you guys should use some things like this. Use it so you will not be always on your you not be always on your laptop, on your phone. Should is good. So once it crosses that point, whether I'm on my laptop and I'm not on my laptop, it will show me on my email, my phone will ring, my watch will show me. So once I see it, boom, I'm in. But GB6 I just told you about, waiting for your trade to come to you. Yes, it remains small. It remains small. Make I just enter now. Don't. It remains small. Make I enter now. Don't. Your TP1 is here. Let me even mark it out here. Let me copy this and send to David. That's TP1. 1:3. So for TP2, it is 1:5. This is TP2. Yes, 1:5. Copy and then paste. If you can't see clearly, let me type it out. It's AUUSD USD by limit. By limit to entry is at 3281.06. SL is at 3266.88, and then TP1 is at TP1 is at 3323.29. That is 3R. At least you know what I mean by 3R now. What's his name? Frederick. TP2 is at TP2 is at 3357.38. Gold can be foolish, gold can be super foolish. So just like I said, do your thing and allow it. Look at this now, it's not moving, but that point where you just enter for this place is remaining small now. Let me just enter from here. Boom, you will enter deep drawdown and then you will lock your account. Please. So this is the parameters. This is what we are looking out for today, being Monday 28th of April 2025. So let's jump over to GU and see what we have over there. Let me leave this one here. Let's see what we have here. Good. This one worked. Okay. This one worked. Thank God. So like I said,
yeah, just keep trying different ones. If it stops on one exchange, pick it on another exchange. Well done, buddy. Continue. I'm learning.
According to what I said, from that point to this point, the liquidity is somewhere here. The volume is bigger here, which means guy is bullish. It's bullish. But from this point to this current place, it should be around here. So I'm correct. So this is the point you should buy from. Once price comes to that place, you can buy. You can buy. This is here. So don't mind this thing that this thing is doing. Just once it comes in, you can shoot. You can buy. So that is it. So now, how do I know? Okay, this pepper stone. Nice. This Rwanda. Ha, he's working in Rwanda again. He's not making people frustrated today. Anyway, that being said, let's check out for GU. So for me, GU has been a crazy X for me. The day where you go put all your eggs inside the basket, it will shake off your egg and run away. It has been doing many things. But now we can say that we now know where the guy is. We know where the guy is. If you look at this 4-hour chart, you know that this guy is at this 4-hour supply zone. Is at this 4-hour supply zone. So, and you're not a swing trader, right? You're not. You're looking for actions that you take almost immediately. And what is that? What is that? Like I already said, at least you know what a change of character is. You know what market structure shift is. But change of character is the same thing. Price have already come into this zone. You're expecting to see something like this from the lower time frame, breaking this one, and then return and then continue selling. Like I said, you don't just expect price because price is bullish. You don't just expect price to just come and take it out. It's a lie, it will not. This is a 4-hour zone. You cannot just come and then smash it and pass. Even if it is smash it and pass, it will come back, respect it a bit, gather much liquidity from this breaker, and then continue. So let's get deeper and see what happened. Remember, that's when we caught our sell last week. We caught like 3 sales here. 3. I caught this one. The version caught another one here, and then another one for the week closed. So it's 3 sales. So if you watch closely, you see that once I saw that guy here, I did not just say, let me start selling from this point. No, because you don't know. You don't know. You don't know. So you get price to do the one you know, and then you get involved. Which one do I know? This. He came into this zone and danced around, came back, and then broke the structure below this point. So immediately broke it. I said, okay, I'm now looking for something that I like. I've seen what I liked. But if you look at it, there's no how you paint a trade for me and then I'll take it. This guy is a good place to sell from, but there's no liquidity for me, which means everything here is now liquidity. Everything, all this thing here is liquidity. All this noise, all these weeks is liquidity. I have to see it clearly. I always say, if it does not look, if it looks like it is not it. It must be it. My liquidity should be clear, because if I don't spot it out, I will become it. And once I become it, account is gone. So any mistake I make, I pay dearly with money. So I don't want to make any silly mistakes. So that's why I waited for market to push clear down, clearly push it down, and then come back. You have created liquidity for me. This one here, you can see it clearly in the 15 minutes. It has created liquidity for me, and then that's why I took this sell. And after the sell, you don't just take a trade and continue. Like I said, trading is a journey you're going on. You are embarking on a journey. So keep following price where it's headed. So after that, you see that price came out and took out this guy as liquidity.
Yeah, I think his network threw him out. So I think I would advise you guys to just wait a few more minutes. I wanted to do GBPUSD, but he said he wanted to do it. And he's very, very great and solid, very solid guy, very, very solid guy, right? Like he said, we actually got multiple trades over the week, multiple sales on GBPUSD. The week started off well, ended off well, everything good. So let me share my screen in 2 seconds and I'll show you guys magic. Let me show you magic. By the way, if you can still hear me, drop a 777 in the chat box. If you can still hear me. If you can still hear me, drop 777 in the chat box. If you can still hear me, drop 777 in the chat box. Okay. Good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. Good stuff. I know you guys can hear me nice. Let's get into the charts. All right. So we see USD making progressive highs and lows. However, we know obviously that there's about to be a correction. All right. But the way I trade is market structure. So according to market structure, we have this low, this high, this low, this high, this low, this high, right? And then this low. So according to market structure, before I can say we are bearish, this high, this is the low before this high. So these are most recent high, these are our most recent low because we are in an uptrend. If you say this is our low, then price must do a high. Price must do a high. So I would like to pick out two things very quickly. All right, I'll pick out this entire zone as our zone for a high, first of all, for a low rather. All right, so this is one here. Then I would like to pick out this for our zone for a high, like I said. Yeah, so we are in this zone. However, we can see different things happening. Price is progressively making its way downward. If you go to the 1 hour time frame, you see price progressively making its way downward into this low, progressively making its way downward into this low. So when price did this M pattern here and broke, this is the neck it formed. All right, this is the neck it formed. So we want to see price do something like a retracement into this zone. All right, for a possible dump. All right, so I want to see price come up here, and then we are selling it into this zone. That is a good about 170 pips, right? And if you are doing that, obviously SL will be on this high here. All right, so and that should give us a very comfortable one is to, if you have SL here, 20 pips SL, and our TP is here, that's comfortable 1:8. 1:8R, okay? That's comfortable 1:8R. However, what if price does not come here? Like some people will always ask. Can you still hear me? What if price does not come there? Like some people will always ask. So if price fails to come to this high, what I'll be considering in this new week, if price fails to come into this high, is to observe at every point when price breaks structure, and then I ride it to the next structure. So in this minor zone, we can see a structure here: low, high, low, high, low. All right, so we can see the price is coming into a new high. So I'll be looking for a place to buy into the new high. I don't know if what I said made any sense. So if I'm buying, my buy will be exited at this green high here, but it's not safe to buy as much as it is safe to sell. All right, so yes, there's a potential sale coming up, but should in case that sale does not come right now, I go to my 15 minutes time frame and I look for zones to buy into what? Into this next high, not this one, but this green high here. So there's a very good zone to buy here. All right, this structure point here, price has already tapped it and is buying. Now I'll be looking for a re-entry, and it must be a 15 minutes time frame confirmation for re-entry. So two things can confirm this my new buy. All right, two things can confirm this my new buy. Is either, right, Two things can confirm this my buy. Two things can confirm this buy. Is either price breaks out, retest, and comes here, or price comes from here down into a good zone where I can buy from, and then I'll buy it up here. But for now, I'm looking for a buy into the sell zone. So, but it's not a solid sell. It's not a solid buy rather, because we are in a sell zone. We are in a supply zone. Actually, market structure is still bullish. We have not turned bearish yet. However, we are in a solid solid supply zone. So we must not be oblivious to that. So it's either I will wait for a breakout, retest, and then I'll buy, or I wait for price to come down into a good buy zone, and then I'll buy. Does that make any sense, you guys? If it makes any sense, I want you to write sense, capital SENSE, capital SENSE, capital SENSE. All right. If it makes any sense, I want you guys to write sense, capital sense. I'm going to bring up counseling now to finish up what he was sharing with us, but this is my outlook for the week. I will share this chat with you guys on the groups so that you guys can, take advantage of it in this new week. See how you can profit off the markets and whatnot. I hope it makes sense, you guys. I hope it makes sense. 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 So I've sent the chat to the WhatsApp group and also to the Telegram group. I hope it makes any sense today. Okay? So I'll be bringing up counselor right now to finish up what is started already, and then we can take it up from there into a productive week ahead. But I can bet you're going to have a very productive week ahead. Counselor, if you're there, you can hear us very clearly. I want you to unmute your
Yeah.
mic, speak to us very quickly. Cheers.
All right. All right. So sorry about that cut. My network went off. So, like I was saying, there's a price. There's a point of inefficiency. I was trying to explain what inefficiency means before my network threw me out. So, inefficiency is a point where, like, the news happens and you see something like this. The news will just push down and then allow and leave some space. Those space it left is called liquidity voids. It's called liquidity voids. It's called area of inefficiency, area of, some call it LVG, some call it whatever you call it, but then it's a liquidity void that was left. So it has left. So that is where this guy rushed and tapped into. And immediately tapped into that point, started selling. But this sell now did not finish. Like I say, the trade price is telling you a story. He started somewhere and is headed somewhere. So this guy didn't even finish, because for the fact that he didn't take this guy out or this guy out means that it's still coming up to take out some liquidity. It is still coming up to take out liquidity. So what are you looking out for the day? Like the David Achom already said, he's looking out for when price come into this point to continue selling, or a buy. Once I have two confirmations for me to start doing opposite of the direction of the market. Once this sell here, once the price comes in here, fills it properly and breaks it, the next is here. But if for any weird reasons it takes it out, price taking this guy out, it means that we've turned bullish again. It means that we've turned bullish again. Why is my okay? But for now, I don't like counter trading, meaning let me buy to sell. I for one don't. So I'd rather wait for it to tap in here, give me confirmation, and I'll sell. What are the confirmation I'm looking for? Once price gets here, create something like this once price, okay, let me use the part 2 and do it. Once price enters your zone and creates minor break of structure to the downside, then you can now sell. So you don't just sell because it's inside the zone. You lose money. You lose money. So wait for confirmations. Once price enters this zone, wait for market structure shift from the downside and then return to other block. That's where you can shoot from this point. So this is it for me. And then for now, the guy is kind of bullish. I need to ask myself, where is this guy buying from? There's no point. There's nowhere. There's nowhere. Are you buying from here? What for the buy? Where is the liquidity? Where? So I don't buy just I don't do buy from any OB and then sell from any OB. I don't do all those things. So I must see a reason for my buy and a reason for myself. And the obvious reason is, one, I must see my liquidity clearly stated, because liquidity is what price we take out and then do. And then, like I told you about that sell, if it's coming here to sell, this is obvious liquidity that needs to be taken out. This one is very, very obvious. So when price comes in, sweep this guy out. He can now gather more and then sell. That's what he did here. He took this one out as liquidity. This is our sell here. He took it out and then sold. But then this selling did not meet the target, meaning 1:3, 1:5. The target of this trade now is to take out this low. But it did not. Yes, you might have made your 1:3, of course, or 1:2, or 1:2 whatever. But he didn't even finish the job. That is the journey is going to. You didn't complete the journey. He stopped here. This 1:2. Because of course we covered all this place. Unless you take your risk from here and then reduce your risk, and then this one is to 3.5. But if all things being equal, this guy should have taken this guy out, but he did not, and then he's coming back. So let's just keep an eye on it and then make decisive decisions when price comes to that point. But buying from here to mitigate this one is not, for me, is not an ideal trade that I want to take. So the sell for here and then for here. But then I'll keep you updated on the channels if the price comes to where I want. Like I say, I don't chase price. Price comes to me. You are the boss of your trade. You are the boss of your account. So if you go around, running around, checking for the one that I want to take from, now you go suffer at the end of the day. Coach, I see price has tested on the 1 hour. So I think not to wait for the breakout and then we enter. Okay. This breakout, I don't know what you call it breakout, I don't know though. But then, do you? Did gold tap us? He did not, because if he did, my alarm will ring. Jesus, are you seeing it? Just small thing. Wow. Don't bother. Don't bother. That's what he did do. So hold your limit. Don't do nothing. Just allow the guy. So
Send
Daddy,
that this signal now. Send it to me so I can send it to them on Telegram.
oh, that's true.
Just copy that and send to my WhatsApp. The text, both the text and the screenshot of the chat, so that I can send to them on Telegram. But well done, buddy.
All right. So I think that will be all for today. If you have any question, you can drop in the chat box. And if you found value, if you got value on this 1 hour, almost 1 hour 30 minutes live, you can just type value on the chat box. Type value on the chat box. If you found value, if you got value, if you got anything, if you learned anything at all, type value on the chat box. Type value on the chat box. I'll see you Edo Praise, you've been super supportive. Thank you. Timmy, you're very super supportive. Yeah, you were here last week. Yes. Emmanuel, thank you. Yes, Bethel, good, go on you, but no panic. So, I believe that is all for today. Yes, it's coming back. Yes, it's coming back. So, that is my view for gold. And then for GU, this pump, let's just look at it. From this point, expect price to give you a break, probably from the 15 minutes time frame or even 5 minutes.
For you to send the signal, just the text, the entries. Just send the entries to my WhatsApp with the screenshot of the XAUUSD chart. Guys, just hold on. She'll be back in 2 seconds. But who's on the gold trade though? Like who has set his own sell limit, rather buy limits? Let me know in the chat box very quickly. We can't hear anything, no counselor. Your phone has gone out. Only your laptop is still on the chat.
I've sent it.
Okay.
Where is GU running to? Okay. Once you run reach here, then look for this and then sell. If you didn't see this, then it's for the buy. Very simple. And this one is still whining himself. So that is all for today. I didn't see any question. And thank you, Edo Praise. Thank you, Timmy. Thank you, Emmanuel. Thank you, John. Thank you, Bethel. Thank you, Praise. I will continue dishing out value every Monday morning, 8 a.m. Just be available on the David Achom channel and see you next week, Monday. And then if you are also trying to upscale your journey, trying to get more knowledge, trying to get in contact with David Achom, you can send him a message on IG, on David Achom, on Twitter, the same on David Achom, and any of the helps you need, he will solve that for you for anything at all. Just go to his DM and write. Just be direct to the point, not just good morning and all that. So be direct, and then see you guys on Monday next week. See you at the top, not from the top, because like you always know, the bottom is always crowded.
All right. Well done, counselor. So you guys, counselor has learned the language, the sales language. See you at the top, not from the top, because the bottom is way too crowded. So for you guys that are setting the limits, I use heaven to beg you. Make sure you go to babypips.com, pips lot size, position size calculator. Before you know the lot size to use, I use heaven and beg you. Don't go and use a lot size that you are not consistent with. So delete it and make sure you're consistent with it because of your prop firm rules or your personal fund and whatever it is. Make sure you're super consistent on that end. All right. So you guys like this video right now. All right, so that YouTube will recommend it to other people. We are done. We've done an hour 42 minutes on the call. That's a stretch. So you guys have a good day and God bless you. Peace.